Jeez, it's been so long since I've recorded a video. Whoops. Hi, I'm Mary. This is my channel, and I'm going to talk at you for a little bit. I guess I'll just get right into it. Sometimes I start writing and it feels like a flood of Red Bull just coming out of me. I've never actually had a Red Bull, but I imagine that's what it would be like. It always starts with a feeling, not a thought. So when that feeling passes, I feel a little lost. Like the thoughts that are trying to escape my cavernous brain suddenly get trapped underneath a rock disguised as the TV show that's playing in the background. Feelings are fleeting. We all know that. So when you live day to day fueled by them, scrambling to hold tight to the things that seem to define your very being, it's as if you yourself could slip away at, I don't know, any point. It's scary. But it's also relieving in a way, because if I live day to day based off of what I'm feeling, loosely rooted in logic, I'm allowed the chance to be truly free in any situation. Anybody is allowed to see it differently. Maybe I'm this way because it's how I'm wired, or how my vaguely traumatic yet unproblematic childhood has affected me, you know? Always wishing for more than what I've been given. No, hold on, that's not right. It's not that I want more, per se. I don't need a plethora of things added to my persona. It's more like I'm sometimes unsatisfied with the things that I do have, or the things that I do. Not more things, just different things. Even now, I don't really have a set destination for where this video is gonna go. I'm just picking up the words that feel the most right along the way. I don't want a specific thing to cure all my problems, or to get me to be the next level woman that has a league reserved all to herself. I mean, isn't that what so many people do? Pick and choose the parts of life that will make them look the best, that will make them most popular, or more popular than they already are. I'm not going to deny the fact that I have, at some point in my life, had the same trivial desires. But right now, in this moment of my life, today, because I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow, I'm just happy being me. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can be, and it's also something that nobody can ever take away from you. You are always going to be you. I believe it's important to have yourself an anchor that keeps you anchored to the places that you want to stay. I know I'm easily swayed when I see a new aspect of an issue that I hadn't seen before. I can't tell you how many times I have been in an argument, then felt utterly embarrassed because they brought up a point that I'd never thought of before. And oh, how stupid I must be just because somebody proved me wrong about something. And then I start seeking new ways to look at life, because obviously I was wrong there. I must be wrong about other things as well. Not entirely an unhealthy mindset, but also not entirely healthy. But newsflash, you are wrong a lot. Nobody knows everything, so you're gonna be wrong about everything. Eventually, at some point, I start to wonder if I'm only the things I've been conditioned to think. And then I get overwhelmed because I no longer know what to focus on or what is actually true. And I'm not talking about moral issues, those are set in stone. I mean the smaller, less inherent topics of conversation. And that's because my perception of reality is so heavily controlled by emotions. I think that's just a part of being human. I'm not saying that emotions are 100% of the time truth, but my feelings play a big part in who I am. The place that I never want to leave is a place of certain peace. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that. Certain peace, though, is kind of impossible in this life. But I want to get as close to it as I can and experience it as much as I can. To know that every time somebody pulls a fast one on me online and violently goes after my pathetic forms of self-expression, I will not lose sight of me and anything that me entails. I might be swayed on issues that don't involve me personally, but I don't ever want to be swayed into being a different person. And for me, that anchor that keeps me tethered to sanity and tethered to that place of peace is my faith in God and how good He's been to me. Maybe you're still looking for an anchor. That's fine. Kim Kardashian is still looking for her diamond earring. Actually, she probably just bought a new one. But there are many others looking for her diamond earring, I'm sure. Maybe try hanging upside down from a tree branch every morning to relax your soul. Or listen to a remix of ping pong music. I don't know if that kind of music exists, but I don't think anybody has genuinely tried those things in answer to finding their anchor, so who knows? It might be the hidden puzzle piece that ends world hunger. If you do try those things, and in the end you find yourself wanting, needing, then I invite you to try God as well. But anyway, that long-winded intro was all to say that writing is good for my soul. Because to create a piece of art, no matter how it will be perceived, has revived my dried, dead leaves and refurbished my worn fabric. I started 2 years ago. Or 3. I don't know. I didn't catalog the first piece of poetry, so I'm not sure exactly what's true. I grew up not believing that I could because of what in the past I couldn't. And even now I have a hard time telling people about the things that I create or when I make a video on any platform. Because I hate the feeling of selling myself, you know? Like I'm the best thing I have to offer to you. I don't know. Maybe it's because A, I'm not a product, and B, I don't think you'd enjoy me. And then I kick myself in the butt because I realize all the things that I could have been doing this whole time and haven't been doing. And I feel like I make all the wrong decisions. And I don't know, at least for me, I have less of a desire to share it. However, I have to remind myself, I don't believe that somebody's worth is formed by what you accomplish in life. Whether or not a video does well or you get a viral TikTok. I used to feel like I wasted my summers if I wasn't off gallivanting with friends who are no longer my friends, doing cool kid stuff, going out every weekend and taking cute pictures to prove that I have a life, because if you don't post a picture, then you didn't go out. It was exhausting. Every New Year's, I'd be disappointed that my year wasn't spent traveling and staying up all night talking at sleepovers about boys, vowing that next year would be different for me, that I would make change. It was never different. The same things would happen, which was next to nothing besides the norm, and I'd feel the same disappointment at the end of the year. I can't control what's out of my control. Other people, for instance. Maybe all of that has to do with my fear of missing out. If I don't have this checklist of things I've achieved, then I've failed in some nonsensical way. It never made sense. But most likely it was because I wanted to be seen as some sort of cool person. Someone with a cool lifestyle that everyone else wanted to be a part of. If I was making unforgettable memories every year, then perhaps the other people around me would be attracted to me. And that was my greatest desire in high school, to be attractive. Not physically, but socially. People tend to gravitate towards things that they're attracted to, and I wanted to be the sun that people revolved around in our tiny galaxy called Toledo, Ohio. Gosh, saying it out loud sounds pathetic. I'm sure there are other people out there who feel this way or have felt the same way. If so, then it's still kind of pathetic, but I get it. I do, I really do. Nowadays, those feelings manifest in more subtle ways, more tangible ways. I want to have a million different hobbies and watch a million different movies while simultaneously listening to every song in my library. Speaking of libraries, I want to read every single book out there, yet I can't get my brain to focus on one word for more than a minute. If I'm not doing something truly enjoyable, something that floods my body with dopamine, my brain stops working. And that, my friends, is ADHD biting me in the ankle. Unfortunately, I tend to drop everything that I hyperfixate on after a few weeks, a few months, because none of the things that I dip my proverbial toe in have given me a feeling of fulfillment. Maybe a temporary happiness, but I lose interest far too soon for it to be anything of significance. I'm just learning what it means to be successful, to feel worthy in what I'm doing. Writing has been a stepping stone in that area. It opens my mind to 1,000 different paths of entertainment every day because they're all up here. I don't have to go out and search for them. And all the things that I create when I write, they come from me. So there's no need for me to fear about them forgetting about me in junior year and also not inviting me to their birthday party and then ditching me and never looking back in my direction again. I always come back to it, writing, because it's what makes me feel like me. Of course, there are things that I've dabbled in and enjoyed, but nothing besides my relationship with God has been able to bring me such enrichment as picking up a pen. And by pen, I mean tapping away on my keyboard because I use Google Docs and not an actual pen and paper. And it's so sad that the other things that I genuinely want to do don't bring me the same kind of feeling. The feeling of doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. My YouTube channel, for instance, makes me want to throw up the Cocoa Puffs I had for lunch today. Every time I post on any platform, makes me feel less like me. Instagram, same way. When I post something on there, I immediately want to delete it. Because I can't see my touch in it. It's always a byproduct of something else. Praising a pair of jeans that somebody else made. Reacting to a video that somebody else posted. None of it is an extension of myself. None of it has been derived from the deepest part of my being. It's all surface level. Except for my writing. So even though it's usually not the most perfectly worded sentences, that one sentence, dude, soothes my conscience in just a little bit. Creativity is our greatest attribute as human beings. Nothing beats finding something completely never been done before new. It's how trends start. It's how movies get so popular. I mean, Tony Stark is only as good as his creator, and his creator was really good because he was creative. So, wrapping up this whole thing to some semblance of a point. Create something. Create something that is wholly your own. No one else's. Not a byproduct. You don't have to rely on somebody else's own creativity to be creative yourself. We were made to be creative, and in this crazy world where there is so much thrown in our faces saying, look at me, waste your time with what I can give you, take a moment and paint a picture. Something that you think of yourself. Write poetry from your heart. Knit a pair of socks in your favorite color. Create a piece of music that tells about a time when your heart was shattered to a million billion shards. Bake a pie or cook a meal. Those last two, actually, they may be byproducts if you're using someone else's recipe. Also, if you're not vegan, you know, animal byproducts. We were not made to constantly consume as humans. If you're feeling drained, exhausted, bored, unfulfilled with life, consider the last time you created something that only you can lay claim to. And if you can't remember when that was, then get to it. We don't got all day. Chop chop. I mean, I give you my unprofessional, professional guarantee that by doing so, you will feel happier, even if it isn't your best work and you know you can do better and that one line was crooked or that one note was off, you know, you'll feel better with yourself and with others. There's always a lot of pent-up stress and anxiety that we don't know about until we release it. Then again, are we not all byproducts of the things that made us who we are? So is anything actually original? I don't know. That sounds too much for this video. We'll save it for another one. There's nothing wrong with enjoying something that someone else has made. Not at all. Go read books and listen to music and react to the latest Marvel movie if that's what you like to do. But I think, I don't know, if it impedes your peace, take a step back and release the things that you've been consuming in your own way. Or, I don't know, read your Bible. That works for me too. Wow, you really can't see me, can you?